What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hit the camera a second ago. That's fine. It'll be okay. Get an audio check in here, and we will be on our way. It's actually quite a delay here today. I don't know what's going on. Sounds great. Let's get this out of here. So, anywho, tonight we got a couple things going on. First off, we need some resources, so we're gonna go get some. Mostly in the deep desert, but we're gonna be mining on the shield wall because that's where everything seems to populate. Um, if I were to go out to the islands out in the deep desert, I would need escorts. So I don't want to be bothersome. But so we have that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This plastanium box, I've been using quite a bit from it. So she actually completely emptied out, and Pickle wants to come in. Of course he does. This one is still mostly full. Got some room. This one here is completely full. And then this one here is empty. So we need some plastanium. Now, the funny part is I've got a ton of stravidium masses. And I've also got a ton of stravidium fibers. So we have been operating at... Ooh, storm came through, so we're silly. But titanium, man, I got none. So let me let him in. He's not going to be... What? So, 1 second. Hi. You feel better now that you're in? Get up here. You're going to say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Got your feet. But yeah, so we got tons of stravidium. We need titanium. So we're going to focus strictly on that. I'm not actually going to grab any stravidium fibers at all, right? Right? Go back there. There you go. Some other things that we need. No. 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 Go back over there. Thank you. We are also a tad bit low on some duraluminum. And aluminum supplies are running low as well. Now, we just made a bunch, I believe. We got a bunch of plastanium in here. So let's go ahead. We'll drop that over here. So that helps. I ran my buggy out last night because I was bored and grabbed a bunch of materials and started putting some more into the box. But yeah, anyway. We don't have that much aluminum ingots, but I think we should be kind of okay here. No, we're not. So we need aluminum. Add aluminum to the list of things. And we're going to come up here. Should be this box, yes. So we got quite a bit of stravidium fibers, plus you saw how much stravidium we had down there, so we just don't need that. So we're gonna be farming some... Oh, you got a little glitch going on. Farming some materials there. And of course, let's talk about this. This is ridiculous. Come on, guys. So they made an announcement where they said that this number up here, your available, what do they call them? Mnemonic recollections. Being able to put XP to a skill. They are going to be resetting this to 35 tomorrow with the reset. Apparently there's a bit of a patch coming through to address some technical issues. It doesn't appear to be the one that's doing the separate instances. That's not the patch they're talking about. The one they are talking about is just some minor fixes. I don't know what. But they're also going to be resetting us to 35 out of 35. So no matter how many you have, you're going to get 35 tomorrow. So it's a good idea to kind of be as low as possible. I'm thankful that I'm down to 7. I actually was doing this and then saw um, the notification from Funcom that they were making this change. I was like, man, normally I'll carry like a dozen or so from week to week. So I'm glad that I spent some time knocking that down because it was high. It was up to like 20 something. That would have been for would have made for a non-fun day today, but is what it is. So, oh, Jiggy, no worries, man. Fixing the clock displays. Yep. So this will actually make sense now. But we got some of that to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to make a run out towards the old deep desert. And for that, we need a trusty buggy. If you don't have them, I would greatly suggest investing in these two things: the bigger buggy boot and the focused cutter array. I saw a video where a guy was talking about this bigger buggy boot, and he was like, you really don't need it. It's just kind of flexing your muscles and stuff. But man, being able to stuff more crap into a buggy maximizes your time. And this focused cutter array does the same thing as well. So, invest in those if you want. I run the standard engine instead of the Bloodshot. The Bloodshot gives you lower overall speed, but a faster acceleration. It's kind of a good idea because you do more stop and goes in this thing. But is what it is. So that's the loadout we have. I guess I'll go ahead and hit that. We'll go and drive out our fancy garage door. Headset wasn't on properly. Okay. So, before we take the old bugster out, got to do a couple other things. Number one, we are heading out to the deep desert, so we want to make sure that we've got quite a bit of fuel. Cat hair in my face from kissing him. That's what I get. We also want to make sure that we're doing good on wire. We'll get some extra wire while we're up here. So I'm going to just switch this one, pop this one down here, and we'll go ahead and pull a full rollover, and that should be plenty. I believe the carrier is full. It should be. So we'll see. Here's another thing I want to talk about. So right now, if you pop this thing up, I have my sand bike. It's because I had that Smuggler's Run mission loaded. So I wanted to make sure I have it. But I'm not doing that right now. I'm going out to the deep desert. So it's always a good idea to bring yourself a scout. Let's say something bad happens and I lose my carrier out there, God forbid. If I'm stuck out in the sand, I need a way home. Now, because I'm in a guild, I could probably do a message to a guildmate and be like, can somebody help me? I'm stuck out in the deep desert. Somebody would come and rescue me. But if you don't have friends available, you're going to need to get out yourself. So you want to make sure that your backup tools got something with flight. Worst case scenario, if you have a bike, which you can cross the deep desert in the bike if you're quick and good. But you'll be able to get to the taxi service at least, and they can get you safe and back home. But I'm going to just do it myself. So I want to make sure that I've got that. The last thing I want to do would be to check on my water. And I have a completely full liter gun. I wish you could go to those menus. Every time I move off it, it disappears. But anyway, that's completely full, and I'm in pretty good shape for water. I don't plan on doing any fighting, so it could be said that there'd be value to throwing the old still suit on, but I'm not spending ridiculous amounts of time out there, so we should be just fine. Alright, so we're going to come down here, pick up Mr. Buggy. Yeah, we're good on fuel. Think this will probably take at least one fuel cell to fill up. Yeah, that should be plenty. And away we go. Gotta finish changing the base down there. I got weird shapes and stuff. Alright. Ooh, I got some engine problems here. You see that? It's a little orange. Might want to fix that. Alright, so we're going to get up here. I'm going to hit the auto fly. Normally I would thruster my way over there, but no. We're going to switch this off. And there we go. Fix that engine when we land. Whoa, Buggy's getting a little crazy down there. I like when you're flying at full speed and the Buggy's trailing behind so bad. Some strong ass cables, man. Yeah, it is. Apparently a guildmate just saw me scooting on by it, said it was lagging bad. It can go ahead and lag all at once as long as it makes it there, right? So I used to just click on where I wanted to go. Now I'm starting to do this. So, Funcom, I have entered a new level of boredom where swerving around on the overland map is fun. Sorry, I was listening to the fam. Okay, so I fixed everything on the Buggy before we came out here. Apparently I just skipped engine. That's all she's got. Okay, well, I guess we got issues. Alright. So when you do this, you can carry the Buggy on the carrier. I am leaving my carry-all somewhere. My suggestion to you would be just find a quiet little spot and tuck it somewhere. No one can really mess with it. You know, vehicles are assigned to an individual. You can give somebody else access to it, but if you don't, excuse me, no one can mess with it. What I'm going to do is, normally this is the area I would build a deep desert base if I had one. Don't have one this week. And because it's Monday and the storm's coming, there's no point in building one just for a couple, it's for technically a couple of hours. Somebody builds out here. This is a shame. Easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop this Buggy off. This is the normal route that I take when I'm collecting things, so pretty easy to remember. And we're just going to park this bad boy in here. And we'll leave her sit. She's going to be just fine. One thing I would advise you, if you look on the map, you can see where your Thopter is. But once you get a certain distance away from it, it's not going to show up on your compass anymore. So you can, for just ease, right click or, yeah, right button that bad boy, and it'll put a waypoint. That way you remember where you parked that thing. It's like when you go to Target or the mall or something like that, you come out and be like, where the hell did I park? Fuel cells. I need fuel cells. I have a whole bunch, but I do need more. You can go around Agabase and find tons of them, but there are metric tons. I know that's not a big difference, but you get the idea. A whole bunch of fuel cells out here. So when you build a base, this could be a decent source for those. We'll hit F2. I'm going to go ahead and grab some. Pulling 1274 on a single laser. So that's pretty good. But I don't want to fill up on that kind of nonsense. Now also, aluminum you can find back in Haga. But we also need some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Those are the three things that we're going to be looking for while we're out here. It's titanium, aluminum, and maybe one or two more fuel cells. I don't want to fill up on them just because, you know, it's you can get them anywhere. And I don't need, like, look at this. Look at them. 1, 2, trace, quattro. And there's some copper over there too. But it's just insanity. I'm going to go ahead. How much do I have? Let's see. That'll work. You know what? I'm going to hit one more and then we're going to stop there. So there we are. But as you can see, we can get so many more. I think I do that because, you know, when you're building your deep desert bases out here, you may need some power sources, some fuel. And here's our first customer. Happy to see you, sir. But we are, look at that, there's 2 of them, 3 of them. Oh my god, look at all this dravidium. It's one of the reasons why we don't need it. Because the stuff's everywhere out here. I don't think I can reach it, can I? I can, look at that. Just 3 nodes around one rock. Holy cow. And if I build a deep desert base next week, it ain't gonna be there. Are all my vehicles 6? Yes. Except for my sand bike. Because I don't really use the sand bike that much. And I honestly didn't use it until what is it? What's the word? Smuggler's Run. Until Smuggler's Run came along, I didn't use it at all. So we definitely have not worked on that one. I thought about making a tier 6 sand bike just to get through that much faster, and honestly it hasn't become a problem. So I use a tier 5 bike. More fuel cells. Hell yeah. When I first got to tier 6 stuff, I was super excited. Like, you know, now I'm a real boy. And I made a tier 6 scout and a tier 6 assault and a tier 6 buggy. And then, of course, the carrier and the crawler. But I still had my tier 5 scout and my tier 5 assault. So I used them mostly just flying around Haga, because you don't really need to go super fast in Haga. You know, it's not that big of a map. Nothing there. And the wear on the equipment. This was also back in the days when things wore out fast, especially wings. So I kept those because they were just cheaper to make. I didn't have a whole lot of plastanium at that point, so repairing wings was fine. It's just welding wire, but having to make a new set. So I thought I was smart, and I kept my T5 stuff and I used that. And it took a little while for me to realize that the tier 6 stuff is so much faster, and it also gives you options, because, you know, I couldn't get into a fight if I was in my tier 5 stuff, because I was like, oh well, I better not fight. And then so I got rid of all those. I didn't actually get rid of them. I just broke them down into boxes and stuck them in there, kind of like the rainy day chest, or the bad day chest, just in case things go south on me. And I want to make sure that I have some kind of a backup thing. But again, I've gotten to the point where I've got enough backup items to where I have backup tier 6 stuff. So my advice to anybody would be, once you make your first tier 6 stuff, give it a little time, because just in case you have to do some repairs or parts replacements, because bad things happen. But once you get to a certain point, man, just go tier 6 all the way. T6 Buggy looks rapid. Yes. Yes, she is. And this, like I said, is not even with the bloodshot for the heavy acceleration. I used my, I think it was my tier 4 or tier 5 Buggy. I used down in Shoal. That's where I had that one. Just because I wanted to make sure I got use out of it, because, you know, it still worked and it was in great shape. But again, I was kind of hindering myself, because if I had the 6, I could move faster, I could hold more, and the laser would work faster. There was just so many reasons to have made that change. I mean, this is what we play the game for. This is why you collect items, is in order to make, you know, the best stuff. So make the best stuff. And also, I play really conservatively. I don't put my stuff into risk all that much, so it's okay. Alright, we're jumping. We're jumping. We're almost getting stuck. But almost doesn't count. Could go up that wall, but nah, I'm not gonna. Hey, here we go. And of course titanium, or strividium right behind it. Oh, more over there. Sweet. Oh, and some aluminum. Look at us. I swear I played this game sometime like I'm Grand Theft Auto. I smash into everything. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, that's strividium. I could solve this problem. Like I said, if I just went to the titanium island, we could build this bad boy up in no time, but angry people were doing angry things, so. But there's one up here. Yes, mate. Yes. How we doing? Let's move you over. Just thought more, you know? That's still good. I mean, 1200, but still. Go this way. Aha, see some. Gonna whistle. I do need copper. We'll put need in perspective. I don't need it because I don't use it very much at all. But I didn't have much to begin with, and I've got a bunch of ingots. Copper I did have. I used, but you can get that in Haga. I'm not going to come out to the deep desert and mine copper. Even though there's more of it out here, I can't bring myself to do that. I'm not coming all the way out here just to get some copper. I'm not going up there. Because if I remember, there ain't much up there at all. There's usually some nodes, but I think it was just strividium nodes. This is why I don't use the bloodshot buggy, because there's so many times here that I'm doing these extra long distances between the two, and the extra speed would definitely be nice. I just feel like rolling through here hindered. Not for me. But then again, you know, a faster acceleration does have its advantages. Man, there's a lot of copper over here. Even more copper. Oh, there's some. So this also, you know, we'll talk about this now. This also kind of highlights the difference with the new instances that they're doing in with the deep desert, splitting them up so that there's a PvP version and a PvE version. The more I think on it, the more... I mean, I guess it should be said that it honestly doesn't bother me all that much. Because I don't normally go out into the PvE section or the PvP section. Like right now with what we're doing here. I think I can hit that one. I hope I can. Yeah, it would be so much nicer to just head out to Titanium Island. If you've never been out there, when you go out into the deep desert, there are islands that have massive numbers. Ooh, look at that. They have massive numbers of this ore, of these ores out there. And you could fill up a buggy just almost instantly of that specific item and head on back. So we're going to do a couple things. I want that 32, so we're going to drop. Let's get out. And I'm going to do this. So we're going to take these guys, we're going to put them over here, and then we'll go to our inventory and we're going to drop them. Because I needed some, but I don't need that many. Right? Now we're back in. And because I want to get every bit that I can while I'm out here, I'm going to go ahead. Man. And we're going to move some of this titanium to our backpack. That way we can fill this up and that. It's not going to be much, but you know what? Every little bit helps. I don't know why the buggy's bouncing. But if I try to do this, it's going to say, no, dude, you can't hold that much. Easiest way I found to do that is just drop it to a ridiculously low amount and then swing it over and it'll autofill. So now we've created a 200 volume and we have filled this up here. Getting a little sick right now. Alright, so we're going to do this. And we can get just a little bit more. Not much, but you know what? Every little bit's going to help. So here I can get another 109 volume worth. So one more titanium node and we'll be good. Skadoosh. Don't do what I just did. I do it all the time. Because I am willing to accept the risk. The risk is if you drop that buggy down and you don't clear the landscape, you kind of land like right in the middle, like right there. There is the possibility that you will glitch yourself out of this map and you'll just start falling. And if that happens, it's going to make you sad. It's going to ruin your day. The reason it'll happen is because you will lose your vehicle. You can contact Funcom and they will give it back to you. If you tell them, hey, it fell through the map. If that does occur, they will not replace anything that's a specialized item like my cutter ray and the boot. So what I would suggest you do, hey, testing station. What I would suggest you do is ride that sucker down into wherever it's going and wait until it finally hits the ground. Pull out your torch, which you should definitely always have with you, and take the that boot and the cutter ray and anything else if you have an engine that's special, and put those in your backpack, and you can leave the rest behind if you have to. The contents of your boot, it's already gone. So that's already gone. Say goodbye to it, pour one out for the homies, whatever, because you ain't getting that stuff back, and they will not refund it. But they will give you the equipment itself. I did that once. I jumped off the edge and landed poorly, and it dropped me down through the map. You think I would have learned my lesson, but no. And why would I do that? And they did refund me. Luckily, I was streaming when it happened, and I was able to just point them to the stream, and within like 4 hours they gave me my stuff back. It's not because I'm super awesome and streamers get better attention. It's just, you know, when you can provide video proof of the incident, definitely helps your cause. But yeah, so don't just run it off. I still do it all the time because I can't be bothered to keep all the treads on the ground. Who has that much time? Bro, where are the nodes? Of course, Strabidium up there. And Strabidium there. Alright, I guess it's aluminum day here in the deep desert. I don't have much space left over. And there it is. Alright, so we are full. I will probably do this again. Not on stream. I'll do it later. If you remember a couple weeks back when we were server scouting, I kind of filled everything up that I had. Plastanium and spice melange and everything. And it's been weeks, and I'm still running hard on those reserves. Of course, there it is. I'm dehydrated, folks. Another reason why you might want to bring a still suit. Put it doop. Oh, where? Oh, I'm going the wrong damn way. Alright. So, we're coming up on 30 minutes. So, about a half hour, we got a completely full buggy. Safe area. Oh, there's titanium right there. Not bad for 30 minutes. We got a whole bunch of aluminum as well. If we didn't pick up some of the other items that we need, we would definitely be out here for much longer. I would think if you don't visit an island, you're probably looking at about 45 minutes worth of time. And we're just following the marker. If I do come back out, I gotta remember there's a node right behind me. There's two, actually. And we get back in. This is also something good to do towards the end of the week. The reason I say that is a lack of storms. Because there's a Coriolis storm, like the big one brewing. You can see that we don't have to worry about storms coming at all. But it's a good way to fill up on resources. I cannot see chat. See it over here. Hey, finally catching the stream. Taylor, what's up? Lots of bits. Thanks for the awesome content. Hey, you are welcome, dude. I hope it helps. So why we do what we do. Just reminded me that I was starting to talk about the deep desert stuff. Yeah, but anyway, PvP instance. It would definitely help that when I'm trying to get massive amounts of a specific right shift auto fly. When I'm trying to get big amounts like this, it would definitely help to go to those islands, but like I said, 30 minutes and we got a full buggy anyway. The removal of PvP in the deep desert. So we're going to talk specifically about the PvP instance and what that means to us. Because I was speaking to a friend, just messaging back and forth and talking about a big project of content that they were going to put out that was about deep deserting and surviving against PvP. There's a storm. Surviving against PvP people that might be out there. And then, of course, with this instance, this change with separate instances, she was like, you know, oh no, it's not really applies. So we were just kind of generally talking about that. And I might do some content on it as well, but just to tell you what I'm talking about, um, this opens up two issues that normally I don't have to deal with. Issue number one is griefing. On the server I'm on, which is why I tell people not to come here, there is a group that just loves to go out and grief. I always say play this game however you want to play. Literally, I feel that way. If you want to farm, farm. If you don't, don't. Whatever you want to do. As long as your actions aren't interfering or ruining other people's game. And griefing is 100% that. You could also say that if the deep desert, I take my carrier and crawler out and a medium spice bloom pops up and I land my crawler and start harvesting it, somebody else comes out and they're like, oh man, I wanted to get that. That could technically be ruining their day, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actively, I'm only out here to harass, mess with a person, take things from them. No, that is bad behavior that we don't condone. But on my server, they've already indicated, there we go, that their plan is to go into the PvE deep desert just to do that. And some examples I've given out before. You just run up to somebody's crawler and or carrier or whatever and put your shield on because that's going to summon a worm, so maybe the worm will eat their stuff. Some of these people were even talking about doing things that would pin people to the ground, use thumpers just to get their gear taken away from them. And that's just wrong. I hope, if Funcom allows it, I hope that reporting gets that kind of behavior out of the way. But yeah, we're going to have to start dealing with griefing, and we're going to cover that on ways that you can identify it's about to happen and what to do when it does and what options you have. But honestly, I want to focus much more on what I would consider good behavior by people than I would bad, because even though it's going to exist, I think the bad behavior is going to be, to an extent, minimal. But also, this is going to be playing well with others. You need to start learning how to share. In a lot of instances, I've been able to go out to the deep desert and farm in peace and quiet. Just me, myself, and my still suit, And it wasn't an issue. There was nobody else around. So we're going to have to... Man, that Buggy is not happy about doing this. We're going to have to start working on our etiquette, folks. Oh, I didn't want to hit that button. But I did. Had that hand one key over. And I'm glad there's no collision damage in this game. So anywho, and it's going to be very hard to establish solid rules of etiquette. Personally, the way I do it is if I am out there and I see a field blow up right in front of me and I get there before anybody else, it's mine. That doesn't mean that it's all mine unless I want to take it all. And if I do, then I have that right. Kind of a, man, we got her close today, didn't we? We had to climb over the walls. It's kind of like a first come, first serve, finders keepers type situation. But that's just the way I do it. In that same aspect, or in that same type of situation, if I'm running a sand crawler across, say, a medium or a large field, if another player comes with a crawler, we can work together. If somebody comes along and compacts, I'm probably just going to leave. Because compactors draw worms faster than crawlers do, and it takes a lot more effort to get me safe than it does to get a compactor person safe, they're putting some risk in it. Now, yes, I could say, by the way, look how many fuel cells I have, but I wanted more. Because I wanted more. That's the only reason. It doesn't matter. Why? Doesn't matter. I wanted more. And now I have more. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2,500 more. And I'm going to go get more later, too. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so mad at everybody. But, yeah, playing nicely with others. I'm not going to stick around if somebody else shows up with a compactor, just because I don't want to risk my gear. It could be said that they shouldn't be compacting near me because I was already there, but you know what? Sometimes people come and do it. I can't change how people play. The only thing I can do is not get upset when their play style affects me. So personally, that's what I would do. I would roll out. Um, there we go. We can finally see the words. Um, that's how I feel about it. In that same respect, and this has occurred, this has happened to me, I'll see a spice bloom, be like, oh, heck yeah, I'll get the crawler, drive it outside, I'll jump in the carrier, fill it up with fuel cells, back up, fly out. I get there, there's already somebody there compacting. I'm like, all right, good on you, bud. And I roll out. I'm not going to interfere. Um, Large fields, like I said, if there's two out there, that should work pretty well. But yeah, we're going to have to start working on some etiquette, how we handle things. Um, I don't like getting chased from a field that I was already on. It happened back on Pellucidar. I was, um, speaking of spice, I was harvesting, sand crawling a medium, and I'd gotten half of it done. And then this carrier comes by and just hot drops a crawler, and he just starts rolling on through. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess you want some of it. So I just hooked mine up and rolled on out. Why they decided to land on me, I don't know, but it's the way people are sometimes. I try not to get upset. Doesn't always work, but I try not to. So we are going to key up some manufacturing. I'm going to make some of these. Oh, I have a funny story here. Let's do this real quick. So I was making stuff and I realized that this number was getting really low. And I was like, wow, am I making that much stuff? It was actually down here. So I was down to like a third of what I normally would have. And I sat and watched it, and you could see here now this number is going up. It's because of the wind traps up on the old roof there doing their job. Number wasn't going up anymore. And I guess when I had started moving things around up there, I had turned them off. I don't remember actively doing that, but they were all off. So I had to turn them all back on, and then each of them only had like one filter in it, so I had to refill the filters. It was fine because I had a bunch made. But yeah, somehow our water turned itself off. There is a good chance I turned it off and never turned it back on. So we are running a little bit low on water supply, but I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to key up some aluminum ingots because we just got a whole bunch of this. And I think we'll do, I usually like to queue up somewhere around 450. If you go up beyond that, you have a chance of filling this up and then it starts going to a different box. Technically, that's okay because just like I did with the chemical refinery, I have the output set to a different circuit, and this is the only box in my my base. I call it the large ore refinery overflow, but it is on circuit 8, which is wrong. This should be on circuit 5. No, that should be on circuit 1. No. Circuit 5, and then circuit 8 so it doesn't get used. So, we can bring this over, because I didn't even know that was sitting there. But if you have an overflow box, great. fill this thing up. I usually try to keep it under like 400 or so it doesn't get too full. Um, but we're not going to do that tonight. We are going to get crazy with the cheese whiz. I got some stuffs to make. So we're going to make a whole bunch of that. I used to do little shoal runs to a shoal base to get jasmine, but gotta be honest, man, I've been pulling a ton from the wreck of the Tiki. That has become my favorite overland map so far. Not only are we getting the irradiated slag for our spice-infused power cells to keep our generators running, we're getting plate steel to make anything, because you need plate steel for all sorts of armor, guns, all sorts of fancy stuff. Plus, I'll just go ahead and mine some jasmine crystals, whether it's part of my mission or not. So there's 3 different materials that we're pulling pretty heavily from. With as many times as my happy little behind has gone to the Blushing Cavern, I don't think I need to make a run down into Haggard Rift anytime soon. I did make one a couple weeks ago, I think. So we were in good shape anyway, and we're still in good shape. So I'm going to queue up a bunch of these guys. Well, these 900 and something, right? We'll go right there. Perfect. And then finally, plastanium, we can do about, what, 458? Let's do it. So that is a ton of resources that we are pumping out right now. We used up all our water. That doesn't happen often here with 1.5 million water reserves. Crazy to have used all of our water. But we are getting a bunch of stuff from it. So we're actually going to do something else here. We're going to finally fire up these dusty old desk stills up here, because I've got 2 boxes of bodies. Pacha. So we're going to go ahead and turn these on. We're going to make sure we've got plenty of power, which we do. Perfect. And we'll stick it in there, because why not, right? We need water. Again, we're still good. Getting close, though. That's way closer than I normally would ever run. Holy cow. But we got quite a few things running, so there we are. Here, see, I got plenty of these things. Almost a full stack of irradiated slag, so the wreck of the Tiki is helping us out so much. Okay, so there we go. Everything's put away, so that's nice. And now we're going to bring the wrong thing up, because I switched it over. Since I'm not going back out into the deep desert anytime soon, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that Thopter that we were carrying around, and we're going to pick this guy back up, because I need to go do a smuggler's run. I noticed with my skill trees, obviously we still keep putting points into combat. We're at 68 now, so hooray. I've done some exploration, but I want to do crafting, because I want to get to this fragment recipe, just because it's a new thing in there. And this would be nice as well, since it's so close. But yeah, I want to get these 2 unlocked, but we got a lot to do. Of course, we're getting an extra 35. Having crafting at higher levels gives jackpot bonus, so eventually you'll get 3 or 4 for the price of 2. Yeah, that's a good point as well. I don't know what jackpot bonuses I have. This would be nice as well. There you go. Some recycling jackpot. Bigger efficiency. Weird looking helmet. Improved augmentation. I hear a storm going. Recycling yields. So we are going to try to focus pretty heavily on crafting as much as we can. Our current Landsraad task that we do have loaded is Smuggler's Run, which is under the crafting. We are gonna take a trip to the Tiki, and I might actually go there and not just go there to do some missions. We might go there and do a full run of that ship and try to get as much stuff out of it as we possibly can. Um, got a couple things here for Blushing Cavern, so I think what we'll do is we'll knock out some Fremen finds and some Smuggler's Run. That'll get us down to 5. Then we'll do a couple things on the Blushing Caverns just to get it out of the way, and then we're going to go to the Tiki, and that should finish up the night. So, Fremen finds. Don't know what any of these houses are. I did not pay attention to that. House Election is the only one I really focused on getting, and we'll confirm it for them. But, you know what? It bears pointing out what you should do in these. This is so ridiculous. I said that before, but still. What you should do when you're looking through here to do missions. Because let's say I've got probably a 60% of the swatches from here. That's the only thing the points are going to really, like maxing the points out does. So, you know, boom. Once I get 100%, what's the point? Like, where do I put all my points in? And what you want to do with that is you want to start looking at the bonuses that these houses give you. So let's take a look at YQ here, right? 10,000 Solari, I mean, okay. I got 178 million, so I'm okay. Syndicate gauntlets, they're going to be ungraded. I can get better gear doing the things that I'm capable of doing, so nah. Fluid efficient industrial pumps, I don't think I need them, but okay. And UA's Reaper gloves, again, they're going to be ungraded. I can get better ones. So to be honest, the only thing this has to offer me is fluid efficient industrial pumps. Now, personally, I know I have a ton of those already. Off the top of my head, I don't know what they're used for, but whatever it is, I'm not making a bunch of it because I have a ton of them already. So giving points to House Waku, not such a great idea. I focused on Alexan this time because I wanted the swatch, and it was the only one open when I started doing some of these missions. And this one actually works out pretty well. Again, 10k Solari, thanks, I guess. Five Fingers triple shot rifle, I have it already. It's going to be ungraded. I don't use it. Atmospheric filtered fabric. Again, I've got a bunch of that already. I'm not sure what it's used for, but okay. Still tense, maybe. Compact compactor Mark 6. That's cool. I love those things. And it's only at 10,005. Now, I needed their swatch, so this is like a double pull for me. But you want to look through here and look for things that are actually going to help you that you need to get. Now, what do I mean by need to get? Well, um, compact compactor makes my compacting that I haven't done in forever better. But I love those things, and I give them out as presents every now and then. So those are great to have. Other things that I take a look at or look for are vehicle components. One of these houses, here you go, right below it. Albatross wings, Mark 6. Those are great. Those are for your scouts. They make your scout go faster, but makes it turning a little bit worse. Unfortunately, this was one of the later ones that opened up, and I didn't see it. If I wanted to put a bunch into gathering right now, I could go ahead and pound into that. It's only 10, so if I do 11 missions, we'd get it. It's a little too late for that, so darn. But if that opens up early, that's definitely something to focus on because it's going to be great. This also would have been a great one to have done because it has a Taro cut array. If you aren't so far along in the game and you have access to the Landsraad, House Sieta would have been awesome. House Sieta was really putting it out there. 10k Solari, thanks. Plasteel composite gun parts, going to be huge when you start making some purple guns. Albatross wings, awesome for your scout. Taro cut array makes your mining faster. This was a great setup, House Sieta. They really showed up to the plate. Unfortunately, I put no points toward them at all. Could I do it now? I have, what, 7 missions? So I could get to 7, but I don't want to put points into gathering right now. Here's the Bloodshot Buggy Engine Mark 6 that I was talking about. The Ray amplifiers, they'll help. You're going to use them in some of the fancier pieces of equipment. The Acaronian pants, you'll get better in the dungeons. Plasteel composite blade parts, going to make good for making purple swords and rapiers and knives. Bloodshot Buggy engine, that's huge. If you want it. If you don't, then you don't care. But anytime you see vehicle parts or high demand tools or materials, throw some points to them. Don't just go in there and bip and do it. I mean, that's kind of what I did this week, and I paid the price for it because there are some on there that I really love to get. House Ceta, go for it. Start wearing their colors. So yeah, start looking at these things, and to a fault, I try to be a team player to keep my guild high up on the board so we have a whole bunch of voting power and we look all awesome and everything. And in some cases, that does kind of ruin things for me. Sometimes you'll see these light fluted light caliber compressor. Get those over in Sentinel City. I do that all the time just for the industrial pumps. Those show up all the time. Cope, ungraded, irradiated core. Yeah, you need them for something. But I mean, I don't know. Steady assault boost, Mark 6. I don't even have that. I need to put some points to Nova Bronze. Only 3 away, so we're going to get that. So that's awesome. The Solari, the Jolt Knife, overclock power regulators are helpful too. This is great. We got to make sure we do some combat ones. Oh, I got a couple loaded up over in Blushing Cavern. So yeah, we'll knock that out. Want to make sure I get those. So part of my 7 are going to do that. In fact, because I'm not the brightest, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to select this Blushing Cavern and we're going to put it into Nova Bronze. The reason I had 7,000, I've already owned their swatch, so it doesn't really matter that much. But they were the only one open where points would actually be going to the Landsraad voting power. So being a team player, I was doing helpful there. So that's cool. I already own their swatch. Again, doesn't matter. So if I do 3 missions towards them, hooray. But yeah, take a look, see what kind of things you need. It's a little difficult knowing what some of this stuff goes for. Like a Mark 5 bigger buggy boot, still better than a Mark 5 buggy boot. Not as good as a Mark 6 one, but let's not, complain over tiny amounts. Advanced machinery, you could always use that. Power harness is pretty good. It's what I'm wearing now, but you can get graded ones in dungeons. So yeah, just take a look at it. Oh.
Sandstorm is approaching.
Oh. All right, I want hummingbird wings, so we need House Moritani too. Hummingbird wings, they're the ones that they go on the they go on the assault, and I don't fly mine that often. Probably not going to do it. If that were albatross wings, it'd be all over it, but hummingbird wings, I think I'll be okay. Oh. So if you don't care about being, in the contributors and doing voting power and stuff, hold off on some of your missions. Wait till there's something in the Landsraad that's worth it to you to grab, and you can grab it then. All right, so we have bike in our pocket. We got a sandstorm somewhere. Or, oh, that was probably telling me about the Coriolis storm. Come on, baby. I disagree, game. I'm in a little trouble here. I'm gonna get arrested. Okay, there we go. Now we figured it out. Guild contribution still goes up, even the house is already claimed. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about? Oh, your contribution goes up, yeah, but it doesn't go towards the voting power once it's been claimed. No, you sell nothing. You sell nothing. can't respond because I just went in. Okay. So it looks like that one Blushing Cavern mission that I had loaded up, unfortunately, is the one that's still guiding me. But if you need to, you can hit M, and it brings up the map of the deep desert, or the overland map thing. And I know that I need to go to Smuggler's Run. Now it's down here, and I knew that, but if you click on it, and you could find it over here. No. There you go. And I can click on that, and you can track that location, so it brings it up. And now the arrow's changed. Once you've done it enough times, you'll start getting an idea of at least where they are. And since they got rid of the water and fuel requirements on the overland map, which makes me wonder if I was doing things wrong, because it never applied to me a single time. I never had to stop at one of the water spots or the power spots ever. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? Is there stuff off the side of the map that I should be investigating or what? But since they got rid of that stuff, if you want to just fly around until you get there, it's up to you. Do what you want. Now I'll respond. Okay, so we're going to knock out 2 quick missions here that we're not even going to bother tracking. Okay. So we got to go in here, and we got to make ourselves a sealed recorder. I don't know why it always says 3, but whatever. Perfect. Stick it in the machine. Now we're going to drive around really quickly. Yeah, so these are all Mark 5s. I got a Mark 2 inventory because I really don't use this thing to gather stuff. Yeah, everything's a Mark 5. So this is a Mark 5 buggy. Or bike. Sand bike. Sand bike. I've never put anything in this. I don't know. Whoosha. Here we go. Yeah, Jiggy, you can do missions all the way up till whenever you just don't get the once you've run out of the recollection things. But it's going to be a personal benefit. Like, say I wanted to go ahead and knock out those wing modules, even though the Landsraad's technically over, I could still do it. But the problem I have is the early days, like when it first opens up, the first 5, I'm going to be doing, even if I don't need anything from that category, I try to be, like I said, a team player, and do what's best for everybody. But yeah, you can do these missions well after it's all over, and it'll still be personal contributions. I don't think there's a cap or a limit at all. So, I wonder if I could get this done. Beat my score. I shouldn't have slowed down there. If I did go with the Mark 6 bike, I mean, it's a bit quicker. I mean, it's pretty bad that I could sit here and have a full-on conversation, you know, sidebar conversation to chat while we're doing this. Do dig the the music, though. Oh, we screwed it up there. I don't even see what my time is going to be. Hey, we hit the wall. Rock and roll. Alright. 51. Let's go do some Fremen finds in the blind. Whoa, okay. Easy. Easy. Boom. Boom. There we are. First stomp. Right up over here. This is also something that's been super exciting is I've been making really good use of the Shiga wire flying, which gets us to these places so much faster. Look at that. Kind of dumb using the knee charge this whole time. Live and learn. Okay. On to spot number 2. It's an awful lot of territory for... Is there any... Besides Fremen finds and the Smuggler's Run, is there anything else to do here? No, that's way too close. They're going to be shooting the hell out of me. Same thing with this. Now that we're not knee charging our way through life. Oh! Embarrassing. Hmm. They should put more exciting stuff in this. Ooh, somebody's shooting drill shots. Yeah, he's fine. That's a good landing. I'll take it. Yikes. Okay. Whoa. Easy. While we're doing this, let's talk a little more about the PvE, PvP different instances. And I think I may be about to anger some people or offend some people, but there's a lot of talk that I see where people are saying, oh, that's going to be cool. You know, I may actually come back and play this game. No, you won't. No, you won't. If you do, you ain't sticking around. This I kind of put in the same category as the people that complained about taxes. Taxes were not that big of a deal. When you look at it, honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal. If you were playing to the point where you still had some missions, you were going to Arakeen or Harka Village every now and then. Going there every 2 weeks just to check the market. You know, there's always a reason to every 2 weeks head there. And you didn't even have to go every 2 weeks because if you went into default, you could do it like twice. So to replenish your base and to pay your taxes, excuse me, I got hiccups. You log in once every 3 weeks. If that's too tough for you, stop playing the game. Like, dude, if 30 minutes in a 3 week period is too much, you're not enjoying this game. Don't play it. But people complained about it because they didn't like the game and they needed a reason to say why they didn't like it because they didn't really know why they didn't like it. They wanted to have fun, they just couldn't or weren't. Um, this is a little bit more legitimate than the tax complaint. The fact that there are players out there who just do not want to do PvP. Um, and, you know, obviously there's very little reason to get a game like Battlefield or Call of Duty, those types of games, because they're first person shooters, you're playing against other people. Yes, they have a campaign, but those games are never really known for the quality of their campaign. There were some good ones, don't get me wrong. I still remember watching that nuclear explosion from space, and that was wicked cool. But for the most part, those kind of games, these people weren't playing, never would play. They wouldn't spend their money on it. If you're just relying on the existing content for PvE play, you're going to be kind of disappointed. You get to a certain point where you have to ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I collecting this stuff? Why did I just go out into the deep desert to get more stuff? Why did I do that? You saw how many fuel cells I had and how many I put in there. I've got a project going and I need a bunch of fuel cells. That's why I did it. But I'm creating that, not the game, me. Plastanium. I've got a bunch of it. I really do. I got a bunch of it. Why did I want more? Because I have 4 boxes. Because I made 4 boxes. And 2 of those boxes are not full, and that bothers me. So again, I'm creating that. So what happens when my project is done and those boxes are full? Then what am I going to do? Well, there's a couple other, ADHD type things I can work on. Like I said, I don't use copper, but I don't have much. Doesn't hurt me, but yeah. So this is basically kind of a content complaint. It's not so much as a content complaint as it is a purpose. What is the purpose of playing this game? I do this because it's calming and relaxing to me. Yeah, exactly. And you're not. I don't know if you heard that cute little purr. He makes that noise. That's why I do this, because it relaxes me. It doesn't demand that much. Um, if there's something I don't want to do, I just don't do it, and it's not catastrophic. Whereas in other games are, when you step away and miss something, you're so far behind and you've missed so many things and there's stuff that you can't get now and stuff, and it kind of dissuades you from picking it back up once you've walked away. Uh, this game is not really like that. You do get left behind, especially with like the skill specializations and those 35 missions that you've been missing out on since yours tapped out and has been waiting for you to knock it down. You'll never get them back, but you know what? It's just time that you're going to have to spend at the end rather than in the beginning of your return. So, it's really not that big of a deal. Um, Not to say that this game is friendly to returning players. It isn't. When you've fallen behind, it's going to take some work, but you can get there. Um, but lack of purpose, lack of content is the serious issue behind this game. And I'll admit that. I will say that. Um, and especially content for higher level players. Someone like myself who's got advanced gear, when a new chapter comes out, they're going to make that chapter the same as they've made the ones before, to where anybody can just jump right into it and play as long as you progress to a certain point. There was nothing in this Simpo place that was challenging at all. The terrain is the most challenging part about it. Not the holograms, not the bad guys. They can't kill me. It's the terrain that gets me. Um, when they did the people that crashed right outside of the Vermilius Gap, those missions, they weren't hard. I mean, the arena that we just went through. It wasn't hard at all. Um, our gear allows us to not have challenging content. And challenging content doesn't just have to be it's super hard numbers wise. I damage you, you damage me type thing. Um, they kind of hold your hand for everything. There's markers everywhere. We don't really have to figure anything out. The closest thing we have to figure out is um, which item in the room is the one that's going to highlight when I turn to it. And that's the one I need to hold E on. The closest they've ever gotten to making us figure stuff out was that little murder mystery thing, which I didn't care for. It wasn't difficult, but just not my thing. Those are the issues. That's the issue that I really see. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a cat in the way. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a lot of people that are talking about. I see posts, I see forums, see things on Reddit, see things in the game discords. People returning. They're like, "Oh, you don't have to PvP anymore. I might come in and play." So I think once they make this change, it'll take a little bit, but we're going to see an uptick in player count, which is good, which is totally great. I don't know if it's maintainable. I don't know if those players are going to stick around. I don't know if PvP was actually what chased them away. While it will make it better, I don't know if the game has improved on those aspects enough to keep them. Because I feel like if you were able to walk away from this once, you'd be able to walk away from it again. That just tells me that it wasn't alluring enough in the first place. And making it so there's no PvP required to do things, it's not gonna increase it. If you join a guild, there are more reasons to play. I keep mentioning that in almost all of my streams. And I don't actually play with my guild as much as I should. I did tell them I had a terrible week at work. It's going to be a terrible week this week as well. And I had some family stuff going on. This is a crazy week or two. So I haven't been really doing as much stuff as I can. But I'm not going to go and solo a dungeon. I just don't want to do it. But if 3 of my friends are saying, "Hey, we're going to go do the dungeon. Do you want to come along?" I'll go do it. Even though it's something I didn't want to do. And most of the time we're going to be on Discord acting like idiots anyway. And saying silly stuff and making each other laugh. And that's the kind of thing that people are going to be missing out on if they're just returning to the game and they're not taking the time to branch out a little bit. I always say play however you want, and if you want to be strictly 100% solo, go for it. Just realize what you're setting yourself up for and how much you're kind of missing out on. But do I think there'll be more players? Yes. Do I think they'll stay? No. I'll be honest. Some of them will. Not enough to matter. This isn't a big enough change. It is a big change, but it's not big enough. And well, it remains to be seen. I would love nothing more than to be wrong. It doesn't bother me to be wrong. I try not to be, but if I am, I am. But nice kitty. Yeah, he's not a nice kitty. He's an asshole. The fetch quest, dude. Talk about. Oh man, you're gonna cause me problems, Tiki. I can't. Every time you gotta fight a new guy, it's like, oh, somebody's messing with me. Go find out what it. Oh, dude, let me just fight my way up the ranks. Yeah, the fetch quests. And if they continue to do that when they do content updates, new chapters, y'all about to watch me farm my life away. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I've seen, oh boy, there's so many bad guys up here. Holy cow, they're so angry. Screw you guys, I'm gone. I see some people make some comments. You know what, we had one earlier here where they say that they've seen some of my content, which I try to cater to people who are, you know, struggling with an issue or showing people better ways of doing something. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be doing video highlights of how awesome I did this mission and how cool everything is and blah, blah, blah. I'm waiting for somebody to say, I took your advice. I made some friends on my server and we're having a blast. I hope that comes down the road someday. I was talking to my son. I don't do that often because he's a douchebag. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I was talking to my son, and he was saying that you look at a game like World of Warcraft. How old is World of Warcraft, and people are still playing it? Why? Because it's fun. Because they're meeting up with their friends, and they're playing a game that's super old. Who am I supposed to be doing? Oh, Nova Bronze. Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yep. Duh. How about you do the one? Okay. We're all right. So I got 5 missions. That's awesome. Hopefully doing these will open up a second mission on the Tiki. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Don't touch. Come on. Get you over here. Yep. That's my rant. Oh, dude, I don't want to do that. I don't like this mission. It's just running around doing boring stuff. I don't like this one either. I don't like this cat. This one's the only one I really like because it's so quick and easy. Just go up, shoot some people, take something, go shoot more people, take something else, drop this, drop that, roll out. Just takes other places. Any crafting though. That's what happens. That's why I don't want you over there. Are you kidding? Really? Hey. Come here. Oh. Frickin' cat, man. You about to be an outside cat. Winter's over. Is that what you want? Huh? He probably would. You know, he would go out for like 4 minutes, then he'd be scared, his tail would puff up, and he'd be scratching at the door, meowing. He likes to sleep in a laundry basket. It's the cutest damn thing. Hey, person. Sorry. So that's just my thoughts on what's going on. I do hope I'm wrong. I hope this brings back tons of players. And what's up, Para? Evening to you as well. I hope it brings back tons of players, and I hope everybody finds happiness and joy and meets new friends and does all sorts of great and wondrous things. I thought at first that with them splitting it up, I probably wouldn't end up in the PvP version of it. But I think I'm gonna. I guess that leads us to a question is, you know, if there's bad guys on your server and you start doing bad things because they are, but you're doing the bad things to them, are you still a good guy? Or have you become a bad guy? Which we're gonna find out. Oh, you... What was that little hop skip thing? Oh, I hate this mission. I didn't think I took that mission. I don't remember doing it. When did I take that mission? Oh, you know what? Here, we're going to just die in the heat, but it's because I already had this one for somebody else. That's under crafting, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Makes sense. I know what I'm doing. Dying is what I'm doing. They don't care about heat stroke. Alright, let's shoot some people from a great, awesome height. Let's see. I'm going to put a bullet in you. Oh, you stopped. And then I missed. And I just completely missed. And for a second, I knew I was going to miss, too. I don't need your help. We're doing fine all by ourselves. What? Hey! Look what you've done! That's it. That's it. You made me fall off the rocks. And you... Okay. Dude, that dispenser blast is such BS. My God, and we're gonna fall off the edge again. Just fall down. Just fall down, dude. Thank you. Quest just turned into a shit show. Great, I got 2 of them. There we go, that's what I wanted, ladies. Divide and conquer. Okay. I don't even check those chests anymore. Doesn't. Ah, yeah, it's up here. Okay, so there's my calibration packs. Now I gotta make something. Creates all kinds of work for me today. Yep. I honestly usually would have a few. I would keep like maybe 10 to 15 that I would carry over week to week, depending on how it was going with the Landsraad for me and the boys. But just luckily for some reason I started knocking them out pretty well this week. So definitely glad I didn't get caught. You know, gift horse in the mouth. Kind of blows that they gave us such short notice. which is odd for them because usually they're pretty good at that. But yeah, they definitely didn't let us know ahead of time. I wonder why, though. I mean, they're just doing a patch to fix certain things. Why that guy just stand there and die? Stabby time.
Identify yourself.
Gah. You go fall down. That poison worked really well on you. Okay, so there's that. And we got to make sure to place the eye before we go running too far away. This is where I screwed up the last time I was doing these 3 missions together, because I ran over there to do that second trans eye thing. But we need to go back up here, finish this, and then access it from this direction. Just makes it a little easier. Although I guess I could go to that trans eye place and then just come up here, hit this, and curve around. Doesn't really matter. So I'm definitely happy with the power pack that I got. Like to spend a lot of time in the air, and makes these missions definitely go by a lot faster. And having that extra power pool, plus I switched to power harness for my chest piece, we are doing really well. Life is okay. No, don't worry, baby, I'm gone. Although it is kind of poopy coming from this distance, because sometimes you'll get up here and just when you get to the point where you could shoot this sniper guy here in this tower, he sees you. Looks like he was sleeping there. I don't know. It didn't work out for him this time, though. Oh, I'm sorry, big guy. Holy cow. Okay. Alright. Just you. Come stab these two. Oh, I'm gonna get them both. Yeah. Oh, dude got away. That first stab, I got them both. And then that guy dodged. Alright, so they're all dead. I already did the stuff up top. All I gotta do is come down here, shut that stupid signal down, and go back out, and we should have 3 missions done, which is super cool. Oh, you got a drill shot. What are you doing up here? Stab in the face.
Identify yourself. Reveal yourself. Someone's here. Where's my reinforcements?
People aren't dying. Why are they not dying properly? Gonna let the stamina come back. I didn't think it was going to hit because it was so far off to the side, so we bailed out of it. Again. I think that bounced right off me. Here we go. Everybody's dead. Alright, so let's just verify that real quick. We have, for the coming and going, sorry, for coming and going, got to return to the Ornithopter. For springing a trap, we got to get out of the cave, which we're about to do in order to get to the return to the Ornithopter. And finally there. So there we go. 3 down. Let's go ahead and get out of the Blushing Cavern. I have been working on doing this, but I always hit the... Okay, I was going to say, I always hit the little wall on the side, and it makes me grapple, and then I can't get out of the cave. But apparently, I somehow learned how to do that properly, because, wow, we're out of the cavern. I can't believe I spent so much time using knee charge with this thing, man. Take a wire. It's one of the first skills I got, too. Dumb. So, let's see. We got 3 of them, right? 1, 2, and 3. Thought I was going to say something foreign, but I didn't. Maybe they realized that asking players to spend 354 days uninterrupted to max out their special agents is a bit extreme. That is an incredibly good point, Jiggy. Yeah. I understand stretching it out. Because if you don't, people are going to get it done over the course of like a week or 2, and then those are the ones, which is dumb. You don't get to hardcore a game 8 to 10 hours a day every day for 2 weeks and then be like, there's nothing in this game to do. It's like, dude, you're a little excessive there, man. But I can understand that wanting to stretch it out, but I think this was a little much. It was a bit much. So let's see what we got. I think we're going to be heading to the rep of the Tiki. So we're going to do this because we got 2 missions. So hopefully we got 2. None of this matters. Race against time. The heart of the matter, baby. Yeah. And that, I think, is going to get Nova Bronze done, isn't it? Oh, I still need another 50. 500. So I got to do 2 of those. We'll just knock something out real quick. That'll be fine. But, hey. Oh, we'll do the decapitation strike. That's super easy. Probably not on stream, but I'm going to go ahead and select it. We're going to track that bad boy. Since I'm standing here, this is as good a time as any to throw on this weird looking radiation suit. We'll get this thing knocked out. 20 minutes, easy peasy. I don't know if the rewards that I'm getting from the wreck of the Tiki are what it naturally drops, or if I'm picking up some bonuses with some gathering. But I didn't always get the plasteel plates. But I get them now. Tell you what, we about to grab everything in this thing. I want a full backpack. I've heard these longer load times are because you could glitch into dungeons to where it would calculate it for one player, but then other people would join. I heard that they extended that. I don't know if that's true. So don't quote me on that. That is just what I've heard. We don't need to be spreading rumors.
Identify yourself.
Get you all the way up in the hill. This sword broken? What's going on? And why are there not two people here? There's always been two people here, and now all of a sudden there's just one. This is the second time I've come here and there's only one person. It causes issues with me because I'm like waiting to get jumped. Can't be making these changes. So, no plates, but that's okay. A lot of chests in this place.
A train currently sighted.
Normally they get that stupid suspensor blast off, but not today. Not today, poopy pants. I will do you. You don't have a mission? Oh no! What happened to you? There you go. 12 plates. It's awesome. Did somebody disconnect, maybe? It's a great chest right there. Ah, that's... No, sorry. Feel bad. They die of radiation, I wonder? It's possible.
Someone's here.
Just me. How come half these people are falling over instantly, and the other half I have to shoot or stab the hell out of? I don't know. Cat? I swear. Dude. Hey. Get down. Get down. Come on. He's going behind the monitor. Hey. Get down. Hey. Yeah. You know better. You're probably making horrible sense. Come on. Come on, dude. Yeah. There you go. It's the only way to make dungeons with friends tolerable. Now it scales too high. He's purring. What an idiot. Put the remote back up there. Now it scales too high to make them even doable. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. I'm standing here dying. Cat. There. Go away. Do not come back here. No. No. He's even looking at it. Like immediately. Immediately turns around and is like, I'm just going to jump right back up there, dummy. Did I even grab that? I did. Okay. Because it was stupid and stood there complaining, I'm actually going to open this door. Because there's a chest in it, and also that'll kill some of the radiation. Do-do-do-do. Makes no sense. Yeah, we got 7 and 7. I'll take it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have anything for you, but we just came in here for the radiation to die. Cat elude. Baron Pickle Harkonnen. But yeah, Rico, it's There's no point in even going beyond level 20, dude. It's ridiculous. They said they recognize that it's not exactly the way they want to do it. I'm assuming they're fixing it, but... Hi. You know what happens. Oh, nicely done, dude. Look at you. That guy was awesome, dude. You are cool. Excuse me. That guy was cool. This guy was cool, man. He was a fighter. Let's see. We're gonna...
Your water is mine. I need reinforcements.
Your water is mine. I need reinforcements. Ah. Huh? So annoying. So freaking annoying. I like that guy because you can catch him right as he makes the transition from sniping you to trying to get you with disruptor, and his shield's down when it happens. Alright, so we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna activate them, and we're gonna kill this guy because he's super annoying. And then this douchebag always comes up the stairs and then back down. And now I'm going to kill your friend that's over here. And that should be it. We have tons of space. Tons of space in our backpack. So, we don't have to go to Shoal anymore because we just get these. It's not showing me where I'm at on it though. It probably goes down on the floor. Nope, it didn't. 245, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna wait on that. Go over here and finish this mission. Shoot. Shoot. Sure. That's a good one. Anytime you grab this thing, just step on over here and make sure... Oops, somebody left some stuff. Make sure you hit the crafting thing so you can make the power pack, and that way it's finally done. Good. So, now we just have to leave. But there's one more thing that we got to do. Oh, you know what? Let's see what's in here. The radiation's a little high, but we're almost done. But there should be cool stuff in here. There's you. Oh, look at this, a big chest with junk in it. An adept sword. Alright, radiation's gone. Check the water. Don't really need to do it, but let's just track this. We gotta run out here and, oh, Heart of the Matter's done. Dude, we were proper. Track that. Oh, we're done with both? Okay. I was not aware.
Shield on.
Why are you here? Because the third mission that I normally grab, we don't have, so... Since we're here, we're going to head on over and grab ourselves a whole bunch of plant fibers. They saw me? It's crazy. We're full, but you know what? I'm sure we've got a bunch of, yeah, we got a bunch of salvage metal that we don't need. Usually like to keep around 30 to 40 on me, so this, oh, that can go in the ground. It gives us more room for plant fibers. Alright, well, we're full up, and I can't see needing much of anything else. Again, my favorite map now. Tiki is incredible. So many good things you get here. Boop. There's that. And there is that. So, what does that leave us with? Let's see. We're going to cancel this. K and G. I got a lot closer to that than I thought I was going to. 125 per mission, so 2 missions and we'll have that done. I don't think I have the 2 missions to get though, and we're at 69. Nice. Let's see. Yes, I have done all of the missions, so I can keep going. It won't give me any crafting XP. I won't get any house scripts, and my faction standing won't increase. I don't really need house scripts anymore. Maybe I do. I don't keep getting them. I don't spend them. My faction standing is already maxed, so the XP here is really the pain in the butt. So, meh. But we're getting 35 tomorrow, so we'll be knocking them out. I need to do that decapitation strike because I'm at 10,000 and I want that steady assault boost module. That'll be cool to put on my booster. So see, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Find something that you want, something that's going to help you, and put your points towards it when you're doing this. It's good advice. So anyway, we still got some time. I got enough time to do the decapitation strike, so we're going to actually watch it in person. Since we don't need to be worried about radiation, I can go ahead and boop, drop that off so it switches. I am definitely liking this power harness. It gives you extra, it's plus 50 maximum power, so I'm actually running with this guy 900 plus that 950. Definitely liking that. Equip, yeah. Let's put some pants on. Geez, we're standing there in our underwear. Indecent. Yep. Oh, it's too close. There we go. So, quick trip to the Broodworks. We're going to kill ourselves a sergeant, a lieutenant, and then a commander. And then we're going to celebrate the fact that we got a booster that I'm not even sure if we're going to use, but it's always good to have, right? Where am I going? Oh, remember that part where... What's going on here? Okay, whatever. Remember that part where I was like, well, I know where every place is, so I don't have to do the things with the mod tracking. What have we learned? He'll be back for the 4 p.m. performance. He crawled in the laundry basket. Now he's going to sleep. So he just woke up and chose violence, and then now he's going back to restore the power. Here's the thing I don't understand. He does this to get attention. I understand that. But I give him attention. When I give him attention, then he'll just get up and like go. He'll be like, ew. So, and he sleeps in bed, you know, we got him right there. I talk to him all the time. He's got a great freaking life. I don't understand why he's got issues. But he'll do this, and then he'll just go lay down, go to sleep. Just wants to cause a little bit of havoc, look cute while doing it, sound all nice and pretty and sweet and helpless, and then once he feels he's got enough chaos, he'll be like, alright, cool, I'm out. His brother likes to bite. It's not, oh. Just standing there pointing it at me, Christ. His brother, Oliver, likes to, chew on you. Not mean, you know, like he's not like drawing blood, but it is a little hard. And oh, dude, he'll get you like in the hand, and he gets you in the a joint or something like that. That'll hurt. But he doesn't draw blood, so he's just it's the way he is. He's the pudgy of the two. That's how you can tell them apart. You'd look at him and be like, because they look exactly the same. It's like, is your face fatter? Is your butt fatter? Oh. What's up, Oliver? And you, of course, have met Haruki as well with the Chaos Incarnate. The cat that plays fetch. Cat that screams at you. The one that claws me in the back all the time to see what I'm doing. I don't think you guys have met Penelope. She doesn't like to come up here. If we get this done in enough time, I'll go grab her. She's actually the mother of the 3 amigos here. Can we get in here quick enough? I don't want to kill you, but at least I don't have to deal with you. Wow, that melee dude was coming in hot. You see that? Speaking of hot. You are the worst melee person ever. Now you're gonna try to dispenser blast? I think that's great how I missed her, she missed me. It's like a Barney song or something. Okay, this is done. I don't want to play with this anymore. Later, guys. Sorry about killing your bosses and stuff. He's back up here. Oh my gosh, 4 p.m. it is. Hey! No. Okay, so he's not taking a nap. It's his brother Oliver, who I didn't even know was in here. He's the one in the laundry basket taking a nap. This guy's just causing problems everywhere. So I can't claim it, but I can, but get XP. Come on, dude! Oh my gosh. So, there we are. That should have done it, correct? Should be 11. Come on. 11. Alright, so we got ourselves a steady assault boost module. Don't know if we'll use it. I'll make it and put it on there just to be all happy about it. But we don't use our assault much anymore. We definitely don't use it in combat, but we do use it for heavy lifting. So that'll be great. And of course, we got ourselves a Swatch. So I got to mark those down, otherwise I'll forget about them. But we have hit the 2 hour mark, so it is time to go. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get Evil Incarnate, and I'll be right back. You know what? You should come with me. You should come with me. Yeah. Here I come. So, long ago, hatred took feline form, and here she is. Look at that face. That is the face of a cat that hates everything. Don't you? Don't you? She hates kisses. She hates being held. She hates the other cats. She hates the dog. She hates being on camera. Don't you? You good kitty? Not clawing my face, which is a benefit. That's an improvement. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to find a way to put this fluff ball down to where I don't get hurt. Chances are it ain't gonna happen. She hates this dog, by the way. There you go. Thank you, Penny. Have a good day. Cat fur. Oh, but so we will be back on Wednesday, as usual. I think. Depends. See how work is gonna go. Definitely gonna have to log on because we've got tons of Landsraad tasks that we're gonna have to do in the future. God, I can't see anything. Leave them. Oh, they're on top of my head. Yeah. Like I said, I want to finish this guy off once we get some points. Just do some upgrading on the fragments for that recipe. It'd be cool because, you know, once you get it, it's there. And then, of course, we're going to continue with combat. So we're very close to getting our really cool helmet. Any kind of combat bonus is good. So there you go. But anyway, just she is beautiful. She knows it too. That's why she looks the way she does. But loves being brushed. I should say she hates everything except being brushed. You grab a brush and start brushing her, totally different cat. She'll purr, she'll spin around, everything. You put the brush down, she's like, get out of my face. She doesn't even meow for food. She just stands there and stares at you angrily. So there she is. Every so often, the rest of the cats, because they're all her offspring except for Haru, every now and then she just starts whooping ass. They did something, I guess in cat language. They did something, so she has to wrangle her adult children back in the back into line, whatever that line is. But yep. But yep, we're going to continue with combat. We're going to do some more exploration, and once we get here, we'll probably stall out for a little bit before we. I might want to get that. yep, we're gonna focus on these three, get these up higher. I'd like to get this around 75, just to get this helmet, and then 77 is too close to ignore this. So there we go. But yep, still fun, still excitement. What are we looking at as far as next week? I don't think we're going to head out into the deep desert. Like I said, I don't need that much materials. I'm really surprised how much my spice melange has lasted me. I filled up a medium box completely full of just nothing but spice melange before I went scouting other servers, and that's been weeks. And I still have like 3/4 of that left, 2/3 of it easy. But we'll see. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share. Those things all help the channel out. We are continuing to grow, which is super exciting. And I love hearing success stories that people had when they watched and learned a couple things. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Rico and Jiggy. Appreciate that. And for lack of anything else to do right now, we're kind of stalled out. We got to build up some water, and we got to wait for reset. So thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care.